So hello and welcome back to the Big Lab Podcast. This is episode 16 and today I'm joined with Katie Jarvis. Hello.
Hi, thanks for having me.
No problem. How are you?
Yeah, good. Never been better at the moment, to be honest.
That's good to hear. What's the weather like down south?
Down south. Shit.
Yeah, same here. Like I keep getting the memories on your stories.
Oh yeah.
I keep getting memories from last year and it was so good weather.
It was so hot in the first lockdown for like 3 whole
Yeah.
months. And I'm actually a little bit pissed off about it. Like I love the sun.
Yeah.
And I've got a great rooftop and I can't even go out in the sunbathe. Like it's just
Oh,
not
first
great.
world problems.
Honestly.
You'll have to go for a 9-minute holiday on the beds.
Needed.
So, anyway, today we're going to be speaking about why Katie is no longer an influencer, why she sort of chose to come away from the influencer world, if that's what you want to call it. Personally, I hate the word influencer to begin with, to be quite honest, but it's
Yeah,
just
I don't
what we
think
get
I've ever
branded as.
identified as an influencer, but we'll roll with it.
I'm only going with it because that's what we sort of get sort of grouped as, I think, these
Yeah,
days. As soon
yeah,
as you've got a fitness account now, you are an influencer,
yeah.
unfortunately, and I hate the word.
Especially if you're endorsed by a brand, like there's no other word for you. Like you are influencing and selling something.
Yeah, and I just don't like that term, to be quite honest. So first of all, we're going to start off with when you actually started your account. So we're going to start right from the start.
Right from the start. So we're starting from like 2017 at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of started it in my third year of uni because I just sort of got into the gym and stuff. And my handle was really embarrassing. You probably don't know this because it might have changed by the time you followed me, but I used to be called Little Miss Muscle. And
Yes,
like
I think I did. I think I did see that actually.
maybe people have like joked about it or made reference to it at some point. Yeah.
Wasn't it
Also,
my
it was
protein
my
discount code?
protein
That was it.
code was Miss Muscle, so that's where that came from. But it's just now I look back and I'm just like, that's so embarrassing. But there was a story behind it. Basically, one time my dad picked me up from the gym, still like living at home at this point, and he was like, what have you done in the gym today? And I was like explaining that I'd hit like a new PB on a deadlift. Can't remember what it was back then, but just sort of explained to him that I was like weightlifting and stuff because he didn't really know what I did. And as like a 50-year-old old man with quite old-fashioned views, he was kind of like, oh, like you don't really want to be Little Miss Muscle, do you? And I was like, yeah, like why wouldn't I want to be that? Like why shouldn't I be that? So that's kind of why I created my account and named it as that. So although it sounded corny, there is like a proper story behind it.
Just regretted it a bit later on.
Yeah, about when I started working in a gym surrounded by personal trainers.
Right.
It was very embarrassing to be like, yeah, follow me on Instagram, Little Miss Muscle. Me standing there with absolutely no muscle whatsoever. But I don't,
it happened.
It happened.
So what was the reason for you actually starting your account in the first place?
I was just really interested in learning about the gym. So I just basically started it because I wanted to talk about the gym and post videos and like connect with other people. I followed a lot of fitness influencers at the time as well. So like I just wanted to be part of that community because it just looked really fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. So I was like, why not create an Instagram?
So had you been going to the gym for a while before you started it, or was it basically started the gym and then started the account pretty much soon after?
I think I'd been starting the gym, like I think I'd been going for about a year. I started in my second year of uni. Before that, I absolutely hated sport, hated physical exercise. I tried like hockey, dance, basketball, like when I was in school, absolutely hated it. But I think with gym, it was like I hated team sports, but I loved the fact that I could just go to the gym and do my own thing and
Right.
um so yeah, about a year in, I'd started training and then I started the Instagram.
Yeah, see, I kind of started mine for the same reason. basically because I'd been going to the gym. Well, I've been going for nearly 10 years now, and I've had my account for about 3. So I'd already been going to the gym. I'd been going to the gym since I was 15, and
Same.
I was 22 when I started my account. And yeah, the main reason was sort of similar to you, seeing other fitness influencers and just wanting to be part of a community and sort of meet sort of like-minded people. Like my mates went to the gym and stuff, but they didn't sort of get involved in the sort of social side of it as well. And yeah, that's essentially why I started mine as well.
I feel like that's most people's motive, to be
Well,
honest.
I think
Hopefully.
it's changed a little bit. I think these days people seem
Yeah.
to start a fitness account just because they want free stuff.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think back in 2017, when a kind of like core group of us started it, then
Mm,
it was a lot different. Like the whole
yeah,
influencer world was a lot more. It was a lot less than it was now.
yeah,
No one did it full time really, or only like 2 or 3 people, big influencers, did it full
yeah.
time.
There's
So there
so
was
much
no
money in it
real
now,
drive.
isn't there?
Yeah, but now it's just booming.
Yeah,
Crazy.
because it's cheap marketing in a way as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like,
Um,
and I get why, because it's
yeah,
word
yeah,
of mouth,
yeah, it
and
works.
everyone's going to believe word of mouth over coming direct from the company.
Yeah, yeah,
But,
exactly.
mm,
So, was your plan to always sort of become an influencer, or did it just sort of happen with the growth of your account?
yeah, and it just kind of happened. I just was posting about something I enjoyed, was just engaging with an aspect of life that I enjoyed. And as I said back then, it wasn't as big as of an industry as it is
Yeah,
now. So I was never like, oh, I want to make an Instagram and get sent free stuff. It was never like that.
yeah,
It just kind of happened. I also had a lot of free time because I was still a student back then.
yeah,
So I had time to constantly post, constantly engage. And then I went to a few like networking fitness meetups essentially. And that's
yeah,
also how it kind of grew, because it was just like meeting other like people in a similar position.
yeah.
So yeah, it was never like an intention. It just kind of happened naturally, which was quite nice.
It's
It
the
was just
best way for it to be.
a nice little side hustle to meet new people and stuff.
Yeah, it's the best way for it to be, I think, because if you're constantly chasing sort of sponsorships and stuff, it's so easy to tell who's out there looking
Yeah.
for brand deals and stuff. And the amount of DMs I've had, I don't know about you, but the amount of DMs I've had of people saying, "How do you get sponsored by my protein?" I'm just like, not posting like 3/4 of your profile as topless photos for starters. So
Yeah.
post actual decent content to begin with.
There's a mad noisy plane outside.
It's all right, I can't hear it.
Um,
Um,
yeah, I know exactly. And it's hard to explain to people. They're like, "Oh,
yeah,
how did you grow your following?" And I just met people and
yeah,
networked and did what I enjoyed.
yeah.
To be fair, like mine never blew up like some people's did. I
Yeah,
think
some have gone crazy.
like maximum I've ever had, I think, was like 18K, and
Mm,
I've lost tons now, but we'll get into that.
yeah,
But yeah, it was never a plan. Um, but yeah, it just happened nicely in a good way.
fair enough. So, what was actually the thing that you enjoyed most about being an influencer? I hate saying this word, by the way, but I feel like I'm going to have to say it a lot during this podcast.
When you sent me the list of questions,
I
it was like
know.
that in every single
I
question.
know.
I was like, oh God.
I know, it's horrible.
Enjoy the most. It's got to be the people that I've met.
Yeah,
That's just like the main driver completely. Being able to, I feel very like privileged to be able to have gone to loads of events and
yeah,
just network and just meet so many people that I wouldn't have met if I didn't have my Instagram account. And like some of the people I've met are honestly now my best friends, and it's just crazy. And especially when I started working with my protein, I started working with them about a year after I'd created my account, and it's just the amount of opportunities I've been able to go to Manchester, which I probably wouldn't have chosen to take a trip there. I don't know.
I wouldn't.
And it's actually quite nice. It's like
It's
a
all
mini
right.
London.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
wannabe London, isn't it?
yeah, but it is a nice area, some of it anyway. But like, yeah, definitely the most is just the events. And I mean, I've organized some of my own meetups through Instagram. I organized on my protein one in 2019, and like Claudia Rose and Emma Fox, I introduced them at this meetup that I organized, and now they own like a PT business together.
Yeah, I've
like
seen that.
I love that. I think that's such a nice thing to come out of this kind of community. And yeah, genuinely just meeting people, events. My Protein even sponsored our trip. I took a trip up Snowdon with Joe Manning and a few other of our friends.
I remember seeing that actually.
Yeah, and they sent us like hats, gloves,
No way.
little protein bars, BCA drinks, like just in return for some nice pictures up Snowdon. And yeah, genuinely just the people.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The amount of people that I've met through my account that I probably wouldn't have, well, definitely wouldn't have unless I'd started it. And yeah, I actually met Emma. I met Emma at the BND event that we went to for the resistance bands, and I've met up with her a few times after it to get some content for it, and she's an absolute nutter.
Love her.
Yeah, she's class. Like, I was going to organise that massive event, wasn't I, last year until COVID hit, and I was so gutted.
Oh, that would have been so good. I felt like, yeah, you had such a good thing prepared and ready to go. You had everyone involved. All the Insta hoes were like, yes.
Oh yeah, there was so many.
Hopefully end of this year or early next year.
Yeah, it'll happen this year, I think. By the looks of it, the sort of roadmap thing is going ahead as planned. So as soon as we get the all clear, it's getting reorganised. And the only issue I think I'm going to have is that there's going to be more people interested.
Yeah, true. Which, like I said, just got to do multiple days.
Yeah, I'm going to start a business. Events business for micro influencers.
Yeah. Create little like gift packages for them to take away and put on their Insta stories.
Yeah. Load of GW Fit merch.
Yeah. So good.
Imagine. But so we've said what you enjoy most about being an influencer. What do you least enjoy about it?
I don't think there's like anything I didn't enjoy personally. I think in the bigger picture, the whole influencer scene is quite frustrating, especially these days. Kind of in how it like misinforms a lot of information, especially in the fitness industry, and just like portraying unrealistic lifestyles and body types. But that's a whole different podcast on its own.
I'll have to get you back on.
But yeah, there's nothing I personally like didn't enjoy about what I did, because if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't have done it. So there did become a point when I was called Little Miss Muscle. A lot of people mistook me for a personal trainer. Right. So I wrote that, I guess, was a part that I kind of didn't like. So that's why I changed my name to what it is now, which is just my name. Because I just wanted to move away from the concept that I was a personal trainer, because I'm not, and I don't intend to be.
Right.
Especially because I was working at a gym at this point, and I felt a bit fake posting workout videos and stuff when I wasn't qualified. So yeah, I just tried to move away from that. But overall, like there's nothing I didn't like about it.
Fair enough. Have you ever had any online hate? Have you ever had to deal with much of that?
That's an interesting question, actually, because I know a lot of people who have, but I'm so lucky, and I don't think not directly. People might say things behind my back, and that's their problem, but I've never had any hate comments, any hate messages. Yeah, but I don't think my account is big enough. I think if people have a lot more reach and engagement, they're more likely to get a lot more hate. But yeah, luckily, touch wood, I've never had that. But
I think the most hate I've ever had is coming from my mates just taking the mick.
Yeah, exactly. It's just people taking the piss about when you do an Instagram story, and then they're like, oh, my protein. Whatever, you're just jealous. But
I always think, like, am I doing something wrong? Because everyone seems to get hate at some point. I'm just sat here like, no hate whatsoever.
You need to be more controversial.
Like, bring it. I'd probably take it the wrong way and just go, I'd get my account banned or something like that. So it's probably not a good idea.
I mean, I'm assuming you follow James Smith, but I
Yeah,
love the way he handles his hate. Like
yeah.
it just so,
But the thing is,
yeah,
like, if a smaller account did what he did, it'd probably go the wrong way. Like, because he's got
100%.
so much of a following now, I think he can literally get away with whatever he wants to say.
And he's got people to back him up as well.
Yeah,
So
he's got loads of little minions behind him, hasn't he? I'm actually going to see him in Manchester in July, I think it is.
oh, for his book tour.
Yeah, I'm going to see him, and I've got tickets to go watch Darren as well.
Oh, I missed out on that. They sold out so quickly.
Did you try and get the ones for London?
I think so. I
Yeah,
was gonna get the book tour as well, but it was gonna, the London one was gonna be in March, and I was like, I just don't see it going ahead.
yeah,
I know they've postponed it now, but I should have. But he's actually coming back to the UK like next week.
yeah.
I'm hoping I might see him like wandering around Clapham or Wandsworth, because I've met
I'm
him a
hoping
few
so.
times. I don't think he'd recognise me, but
You never know.
you never know. He might listen to this podcast and be like, "Yes, Katie Jarvis, I remember her."
I'll have to start tagging him in stories and hopefully sees it and try and get him on.
That'd be so good.
I don't think I could afford him, to be honest.
Do you think he would do it? I think he'd do it for free.
Be nice if
Counts
he
a
did.
lot of like just doing things for free and because he wants to, rather than like because he's not an influencer, although he is, but he says he's not.
Yeah, yeah. I think with that sort of following, I think you kind of are.
You've got a book out. You're kind of an
Not
influencer. You've
just
got
one,
to help
two
book
books.
out. You're an influencer.
Yeah. So, at what point did you decide to stop being an influencer? And was there like a specific thing that made you want to stop, or was it just like it just happened?
Yeah, it's just like a lot of contributing factors that kind of led up to it happening. It was really strange actually, because I think it all started last year during the first lockdown. I was at home with my parents and I have a lot of free time because we're all in lockdown, and I was actually posting so much. I was like on top of my content game.
Yeah.
But then I moved to London in July, and I honestly thought I would continue that on. I'd be like, oh, I'm moving to London. I've
So
got
many
people
good spots as well in London.
exactly, and I've got housemates who can come take photos of me. Like I thought I was going to be so on top of my content, and I thought it would be great.
Yeah.
But then I was just so wrong, and that didn't happen. And I just got wrapped up in this like social bubble of just living my life because I've
Yeah.
been in lockdown, completely isolated from anybody my own age, moved to London, made so many new friends, met so many new people. So Instagram kind of like took a back seat when that happened. And it's always been a side hustle, so it's not always been my main priority.
Yeah.
I'd also quit my job in the gym beginning of last year, so I now work in comms and PR, which is not fitness at all. So I wasn't living and breathing fitness like I used to. And then because everything took a bit of a back seat, I think what made me decide to quit my protein was the fact that I felt really guilty because I was receiving 150 to 200 pounds worth of free stuff every month,
Yeah.
but not doing anything to have earned that. Like
Right.
I was not posting, I was not promoting their products anymore. I just wasn't like active on Instagram. And so I just for a few months, I just started to feel super guilty about that. Which is why I guess then that just led to me contacting them to be like, hey, like just basically broke up with my protein. Really sad. And I was so gutted to be doing it.
Yeah.
But I think for my own conscience, like I just had to do it.
But the thing is, though, if you were able to get your voucher, that means you were hitting a sales target. So people are still sort of going to my protein through you.
Yeah, so I was really lucky in the sense that because I'd been working with them for 2 years, a lot of my friends, a lot of my old work colleagues, their clients, a lot of my big network were using my code without me having to like prompt them to do so. They
Yeah.
just knew me and were like, oh, let's use Katie's code because I want to get some protein. So I was quite lucky in that sense. So that kind of kept me going, even though I wasn't promoting anything. But I still just felt so guilty. Like just it's not sustainable as well, receiving that amount of free
Oh,
clothes every
it's
month.
ridiculous, isn't it? Like I've only been with them since September, and like
Mm,
I've got like a surplus of stuff like every
yeah.
month.
it's just there was too many clothes for one person. I mean, I did give a lot of it away to my friends and my family and stuff. But my sister owns quite a lot of my protein, but yeah, that was the point, and that happened in January this year, where I emailed Charlie and the guys at my protein. I was like, look, absolutely loved working with you. They're such a great company, which what was putting me off leaving, because the events and stuff were just so fun, and like, yeah, they're a really lovely company to work with, and I'm sure you'll agree. Like, they're just very easy and such
they're
good.
so good. Almost too good to us.
Yeah, honestly, like they just treated us so well. I've been with other companies who haven't been that, and yeah, they just nothing compares really.
Yeah.
Who's your manager?
Well, it was Josie, but she's left now.
She
left literally like this week.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say, but she put in our group chat saying that she was leaving, so she's not in our group chat anymore. So I think my new manager is Charlie.
Charlie's so nice.
Yeah, I got an email through the other day.
It's such a small world, because I met Josie at the very first fitness meetup I went to in 2018. I met Josie there, and she wasn't working for my protein at that point. And then when I joined my protein a few months later, she then joined as like the affiliate managers or whatever their job title is. It's just such a small world. Like things just come around.
Like you think as well, like the amount of fitness accounts that are out there these days, but it seems like there's like almost a small, like it's weird group of people that all know each other.
Yeah, definitely.
And then there's just like thousands of other accounts, but there's like a close, almost close network.
There is, and that's what I really like, and that's what I don't want to leave that network. Like, although we're on this podcast talking about how like not an influencer anymore, if you organize a fitness meetup, like I'm 100% there, and I'm still chatting to all the people who I've met. Like I still meet up with them and still chat to them. I don't want to leave the community. I'm just leaving the title, I guess, or whatever we want to call it.
You reckon you'd ever go back?
Do you know what, recently, because I've recently gone, well, I'm nearly plant-based, but not quite. But I was like, oh, I'd love to work for My Vegan, you know, the vegan umbrella of My Protein. So I don't know, maybe in the future, because that's something I really, really care about. So I think I would put the time and effort into promoting their products, because I do care about like being a plant-based. So
we'll stay tuned then on that one.
Charlie, if you're listening,
I'll send him a link.
to message me.
So are you happier now that you've taken a step back? Do you feel like a weight off your shoulders sort of thing, or has much changed?
I think I'm happy in every aspect of my life at the moment.
I saw your story about that the other day, actually.
Yeah, I just think, and that just happens that Instagram isn't part of that. So I don't think I'm happier because I'm not as active on Instagram anymore. I think I'm just happy in the rest of my life, and Instagram and being an influencer doesn't come into it anymore. Like there is a slight weight lifted off my shoulders, as I was mentioning about the guilt for My Protein and stuff. So that's gone, which is nice. And there's no pressure to like fill a certain quota every month or things like that. Like my job's already stressful enough. I don't need that extra that extra pressure of promoting things.
Yeah, it is time consuming as well. Like
it is. Like
editing time.
How do you have the time to do all of your like reels and your Instagram TVs? Like you put out so much content and you work full time, and I'm like, I don't know how you do that.
That IGTV, like you know Manny. Manny. He asked me the other week actually, like how do you do your IGTV videos? He was like, do you script them or anything? I was like, no. Just turn the camera on and start chatting. Just start chatting a load of rubbish. And to be fair, it takes me about, like I quickly download them onto my phone and edit it within 10, 15 minutes maybe. And then it's done. Like an IGTV doesn't take me very long. What takes me time is a YouTube video that can take me a while. I still only edit on my phone. I don't have a Mac or anything. Like I'm on my work's laptop now, which is why the camera's so crap and I look like a ghost.
Go on holiday, love.
No, yeah, definitely. Like I'm pale, but I'm not that pale.
Yeah.
But yeah, like content takes a long time to sort of get I've been rubbish since the gyms have opened, mainly because my gym's absolutely chocker. I've been going
Oh
to the
yeah.
gym thinking like I've been turning up thinking I forgot something here. I'm like, am I wearing shorts? What like what? I'm like, what have I forgot? And I've just not taken my camera with me, basically, because I'd usually take a camera and my tripod to like film my workout.
It's kind of, it's very embarrassing. Yeah, I used to find that really cringe. But the
Mm,
thing I find funny about Instagram is if someone sees you in the changing rooms or on the gym floor taking a selfie,
mm.
everyone judges you. But as soon as they see that photo uploaded to Instagram, they're like, oh yeah, I'll give that a like and comment.
Exactly.
They don't like seeing how it's created. They only like seeing the actual final product online.
Yeah.
And I just find that such a backwards like thing.
See, as well with me, so my local gym, I will not go in there and vlog. Like, I will not go and like do like a full-on YouTube vlog.
Yeah.
I went to a gym literally about 15 minutes away, like another JD gym, a new one, and I was fine. Like, people are still looking because like, what the hell is he doing with the camera?
Yeah.
But like, it just didn't bother me, and I think it's basically just because I don't know anyone in that gym. Whereas my local gym now, like, there's so many of them follow me. Like, I don't even know some of them, but I know they follow me, and I've got all my mates there, and I've got like people from Instagram that I now know that are there, and I'm just like, nah. I'm not standing there with a tripod like this, like talking, like no
Yeah,
chance.
it's so much easier to do it and when you're just anonymous and no one's like ripping the
Yeah,
piss out of you in the background.
yeah, exactly. I'm going to do another one on Saturday actually, so that should be fun. Um,
Yeah, because I used to work in a gym. I used to hate, just like the thought of all the personal trainers judging me, watching me film a workout video or something. Like I just found it so cringe because I'm like, I'm not a professional, I'm not a personal trainer, I'm not qualified.
yeah.
I really shouldn't be doing this.
To
But yeah,
be fair, I've been confused a few times on Instagram for being a personal trainer. I'm like, no. That's why when I said last year, oh, I'm going to do my PT qualifications, I had so many messages off people going, I thought you were already a PT. I was like, nope.
that's the thing. And like people just assume because you're a fitness Instagram, like they think that's
Mm,
what you want to do or like that's what career you want or something like that. Which yeah, for most people, for a lot of people, it is.
yeah.
Mine's just very different. Like I want to work in book publishing, which is just an entirely different industry. So yeah, I actually started a book Instagram because I was trying to
I saw that
spend more
actually.
time on like a more wholesome platform, essentially. Um, but I've actually been really lazy with that too. So I think I'm just lazy with posting content. I think I'd just rather, I don't know, be in the present. Who knows?
No, to be fair, I completely understand that. And like on weekends, I try and stay off Instagram as much as I can,
Yeah.
just to sort of enjoy my weekend because it does take up so much time. Like, especially like you said with my protein sending you stuff, like they don't only send you your voucher for the month. Sometimes you'll get like drops and stuff, and you need to make content for that as well. And it's like there's a
Yeah.
constant pressure to get content out there. And
And you want to make it good as well. So you don't just want to half-ass the time. So you really have to like put in
yeah,
some planning. It depends if the lighting is good, like if it's a shit day and like yeah, I don't think people realize how much the photos look easy when they've been posted or the
yeah,
videos look easy when they've been posted, but it's crazy how much effort we put in for like a 1 minute video or like a post
yeah.
that's almost like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
It's just
like
mad.
I did one actually for to go on the My Protein story a couple of weeks back, and it was like my morning routine, and it took me, I think I did it over like 2 days because I couldn't be bothered doing the whole like recording the whole thing, and I had to get my brother to help me, and then it must have took us about an hour in the morning. I had to like piece it all together, and they wanted it to be a specific length, so I was like, where can I cut something out? Where can I make like I still need this, but I need to make it shorter and things like that, and then they put it on the story and they didn't even tag me.
Oh
I
no.
was like, I just spent like hours like recording and editing this video for not like I didn't even get any sort of like recognition for it, and it was on like a platform like 750,000 people.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was just
Why
like,
wouldn't they tag you?
I messaged Josie. I was like, I've not been tagged. Like, 'cause I didn't even see it. Someone else sent it me. I think it was my brother. He was like,
God,
like my brother's girlfriend said, "Oh, your George is on like my protein story." I was like, "Am I?" Been up
oh,
for like 5 hours. I didn't even know. I was like,
yeah.
"Wow."
Oh, I think, yeah, they did that to me once. I think they reposted one of my photos, and yeah, I didn't get tagged.
So annoying.
Really strange. Surely they want to kind of show their influences.
That's what I thought, but never mind. I should have put my own tag on the video. I should have like watermarked it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Do that next time.
Yeah, I will do. No, never mind. But is there anything else you'd like to say about why you're no longer an influencer, or have you sort of?
I don't really know. Like I said, I don't think I'd ever have called myself an influencer, but I suppose because I was endorsed by my protein, I can see why I kind of was. But I don't know. I don't think I'm fully moving away from it. Like I'm still open to doing like collabs and stuff, but more on like a one-off basis than having like a long-term affiliation with someone where there's that like pressure to perform something each month or something like that. I just don't have the energy, and it's not my priority for it anymore. But like I've done, I still need to post these pictures, but I did a photo shoot for a gym based in London about a couple of months ago now, and
Yeah, I
he's used
remember seeing.
photos for his Instagram and website. I'm all over his website, so that was really fun. Like I've never done anything like that before, so I'm still open to doing fitnessy collabs and things like that. But I guess it's just the long term. I do miss my protein, but I'll get massive FOMO when they start doing events again.
I've got
I'll
a
be so
feeling you're going to
jealous.
be coming back.
Oh God, do you think if I asked to come back, they'd let me?
Yeah, definitely. Especially considering you've been there with them for what, like 3 years?
Yeah, yeah.
They'd take you back.
I'll come back maybe for my vegan. We'll see. But
Yeah,
yeah,
just
I'll
a
be
little
so.
subtle hint to get a DM from my vegan there. I'll tag them in the YouTube.
Yeah, I'll be so. Yeah, I'll get FOMO if I see all of you lot at an event and I can't come. So we'll just have to do our own, and we will.
It's all right. I'm going to reorganize that one. I've still got my spreadsheet somewhere.
That spreadsheet's going to get longer and
Oh,
longer.
I know. It was, you know what? The amount of DMs I sent out for that, and I was like constantly chasing people. I was like, the only reason I'm sending you so many DMs is because you said you want to come and now you're not replying, and I don't want you to miss out. It's just like, just reply either way, yes or no.
I feel like it's such a hard job trying to organize a massive group of people,
Well, I'd
especially us.
asked 50 people, and 35 of them were going to come, and I was just like, I was like, I would have been so stressed out that weekend, like so stressed, because it's basically down to me if something goes wrong.
Yeah, literally.
Like people are like traveling from all over the country. I was just like, oh my god.
I think. Well, yeah, I suppose the one I organized was so small. There was like 5 of us, and we stayed in like a little Airbnb, so that was manageable. But yeah, there is a lot of pressure being the one to like instigate the meetup.
Yeah, especially like I kind of knew some of the people, but not like enough to be like, yeah, we're doing this. But we'll see. I might do a smaller one first.
Yeah, do you like one for people? Do you one for your podcast guests?
Yeah,
Over the IP, and then
16
we
of
can
us.
expand to more people.
Yeah.
I think I've met most of the people I think who've been on your podcast. I've met Ellen, Taylor, Amy, some of the guys. Yeah, I've met most of them, so
Yeah.
it'd be good to meet you.
Big old little squad meetup, won't it?
Yeah, let's do it.
The Big Lab podcast on tour.
Oh my god, yes.
Imagine that, like a 16-person podcast.
I wonder what's the record for most people on one podcast at once.
I'm gonna Google it.
Wow, the sun's come out. Look at my face. All the YouTube
It's
viewers
not here.
seeing me have a stripy face right now.
Let's have a look. Most people on a podcast.
We should definitely do that. I feel like because you're allowed to meet in larger groups now.
Yeah.
I'm happy to come to Manchester, or you guys can come to London. I feel like we're all over the country, aren't we? Really?
Yeah. There's a big spread. When I was looking at it, the reason why we did it in London, it was just the easiest place to go to if it was going to go ahead, and quite a lot of people were down that way anyway, so it just made sense. And I could get a train for like 27 quid, I think it was, return.
Yeah, it's not
I
too
didn't
bad.
get that back either. I booked a non-refundable. But
Was
yeah,
this meant to be like, when was it meant to be? First
it was
lockdown?
gonna be. So I think we went to lockdown on the Tuesday. Let's have a look. And it was on that Saturday, I think.
Oh God.
So we went full lockdown on the 24th,
Yeah.
and it was going to be on the 28th.
Oh my God.
I was so
Bad timing.
gutted.
Bad timing.
Yeah, because like things were slowly like shutting down the week before, weren't they? And I was like messaging in the group saying, "Is everyone still okay?" And then people starting to flake, and I was like, "Oh." And then
I
it
was
went,
down. I was so naive. I was like, yeah, like nothing's gonna close. I feel like
yeah,
I was out in Clapham like the week before everything shut.
yeah. I was out in
And I
Liverpool.
hate myself because I put up like an Instagram story of like the bar I was in, and it's like, what virus? And I just feel like such an idiot because a year later we're here. We're like, there's still so many restrictions.
I
It's
I started getting like messages off people say like because the gyms were still open like that
yeah,
week before, and people were
yeah,
like, "Why are you in the gym?" And I was like, "Well, because they're not shut. That's
yeah.
why. Like I'm allowed to be here." And they're like, "Do you not care
Literally.
about coronavirus? People are dying." I was like, people are dying for everything. Like
Yeah.
there's loads of diseases out there. Look, people die every day. So it's like the gyms are still open.
That's the thing. I feel like a lot more people, we're talking about Instagram hate. Like, I feel like a lot of people have got a lot more Instagram
Mm,
hate over the past year because they've been like, why are you socializing with them? You're not allowed to be socializing, or
yeah,
like no social contact. I just,
yeah.
oh,
It's just live
I
your
think
life. I live mine.
I just stayed a bit quiet because I haven't wanted people to be like judging a situation that they don't actually know anything about, or
Yeah,
yeah, just keeping myself to myself.
I think it's the best way.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. I think we'll wrap this one up here before we ramble a little bit too much.
Yeah, ramble about gym meetups that
Yeah,
most people won't
we'll
be
carry
invited.
on. We'll carry harsh.
Sorry.
We'll carry that on after this. So yeah, if you've made it this far, thank you for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you drop a like, and if you're new, subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.